Good afternoon. We're here for the November 2nd, 3 p.m. Storm update. We have a lot of items that we want to get out to the folks here in Piscataway Township. To my left, to your right, is Chief of Police Rick Ivone. To my right, to your left, is also the construction official, Joe Hoff, and also the plumbing inspector, and they will be speaking shortly. Two quick items. We were on a conference call earlier this morning with the PSE&G officials about the storm update with the power outages. Approximately 10,000 customers here in Piscataway Township are still without power. But as we speak, PSE&G has about 20 line crews working in Piscataway. They also have various amount of cut and clear crews where the lines are, power lines are interwoven with a lot of the down trees. So we are going to be seeing some improved progress. They believe that by the end of tonight, they will have both the Boundbrook and the Kilmer substation that feeds Piscataway back online. If that is the case, then a good portion of hopefully some of the areas in Piscataway Township will be back online. That does not necessarily mean that your individual street or home or condo or apartment will be back online. Here's the reason why. Some of the streets, as you know, have suffered substantial damage to the electrical infrastructure. You see snap pole lines down all over the place and primary lines strewn throughout the streets. Those are obviously going to be taken care of last unless it's a primary feeder system that'll get additional single-family homes or apartment complexes back online. If for some reason we're also asking folks to contact PSE&G to let them know that they are without power, because once they bring these lines up, sometimes they don't have the ability to read individual households that are back, that may be offline. So I want to reiterate the number for PSE&G to call them, let them know that you're without power. That's 1-800-436-7734. That's 1-800-436-7734. Just let them know you're without power, and at least that will go into the system saying that your individual home is without power, even though there may be power on the street or not. We also have another couple items, and from New Jersey American Water is asking for those customers who do have electrical service. They're asking you just to run their dishwashers and laundry washing machines only when full, even though that sounds common sense, even during normal times. You know, we don't want to overburden their system because they're still trying to get back up online to full capacity. So if you have a water saver cycle, please use it. And regularly check your toilet faucets and pipes for leaks. That's very important right now. And the following conservation tips they're asking: please refrain from non-essential uses of water, such as lengthy showering, bathing, as well as lawn watering. Avoid using outdoor hoses to clean storm damage. They're asking people to use brooms instead, which seems sensible. If there is a problem with your water service, the 24-hour call center line is 800-652-6987. That's 800-652-6987. That takes care of New Jersey American Water. We do have an announcement from the Piscataway school system. They will be off on Monday and Tuesday as previously scheduled. That's November 5th and 6th. And they will be looking to be open for full days on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week, which is November 7th through 9th. So parents out there, be prepared. Some areas still may be without power, but you know, they're planning to still have scheduled to have school on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. Okay, now before I turn it over to the construction folks here, I want to have a question. The Chief of Police wants to get some information about price gouging out. Chief?
Thank you, Mayor. First, I'd like to say that most of the gas stations in Piscataway are open at certain times. They alternate, and be prepared to wait. There are long lines. Be patient. Everyone will be able to get gas. There's been some questions about price gouging. The number to call is 862-209-0130. If you've noticed a gas station that has raised their prices, which you believe to be price gouging, that is the number to call, 862-209-0130. Also, as you know, several of our intersections are still without power. We've been lucky enough to have generators to operate them. However, there are still some that have no traffic control. We've used stop signs and other temporary controls. Please use caution, especially as it gets dark, in approaching those intersections. Extreme caution when making left, right-hand turns and navigating through those intersections. Okay.
To reiterate what Chief Ivone said about potential price gouging, gas stations are only allowed under New Jersey state law to raise their prices once within a 24-hour period. So if you see somebody going out there raising the, in the 24-hour period, maybe at noontime on any given day, or it may be when they close in the evening. So, but if you see them going out multiple times during the day raising their prices, then there's a problem out there. I would like to introduce Joe Hoff, who is our, well, wait a minute, we're going to take the plumbing inspector first because we spoke about New Jersey American Water, and Joe Hoff is going to bat his cleanup. So we're going to have the plumbing inspector, Peter Combatis, because we've been getting various calls into the building department and into my office about plumbing questions. Peter Combatis.
I just want to reiterate what the mayor said about conserving water. That's very important. And also in Piscataway, some people are fortunate to have pressurized city water, which operates constantly unless there's a down in the system. But there are people in Piscataway that still have well water. If you have a well water system, obviously your system's not going to work without electricity. I'm going to tell you that please do not try to alter your electrical system in order to make that work. If you have a master electrician or somebody in that well trade that can help you with a generator to use that, that's fine. But my suggestion is to get bottled water or get water from your neighbor. Again, conserving water is a great idea. You know, don't flush your toilet unless it's absolutely necessary. Do your dishes, as the mayor said, full. I want to move on to things like gas appliances. People with older homes, some of them are finding that their gas appliances still work even without electricity. Those are old, inefficient systems. Anyone that has a high-efficiency gas furnace or water heater, it will not work without electricity. And again, please do not alter any of the wiring in those systems to try to get them to work. If you have a master electrician or you have an HVAC contractor that has a license, and you want to hire them to do that for you, well then, that's a different story. But I'm asking you not to do that because you'll alter the system and you may cause a malfunction and or carbon monoxide. Also, with gas appliances, and your oven especially, do not heat your house with a gas oven because it puts out carbon monoxide. Gas ovens are only designed for short-term use and for cooking only. So we've had some calls in town for CO. I'm a firefighter in town. We've had a lot of calls to CO. It's very, very, very important. And that's pretty much all I have to say. I'll leave it to Joe Hoff.
Okay, good. Joe. It just says a reminder for those in general, when he says CO, it's carbon monoxide out there, poison.
monoxide.
Thank you. Now I'd like to introduce our construction official, Joe Hoff.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, so a lot of damage, but everybody's, we're all going to get back in the house. Couple don'ts, couple do's. Top of the list, don't worry about construction permits. If the damage to your roof or your siding is less than 25%, get the okay from your insurance company, get a contractor, get your house waterproof as soon as you can. I ask you, don't deal with out-of-state fly-by-night contractors. There's going to be a lot of people flocking to neighborhoods with big signs on their trucks. Make sure the contractor you deal with has a New Jersey home improvement contractor license. Now, to that point, if the work is over $500, the New Jersey Consumer Affairs law require you get a signed contract from your contractor. Make sure it has an address on the top, a telephone number. Now, here's a hot ticket item. This one's serious. A lot of fallen wires out there. Do not, under any circumstances, you, your neighbor, the guy down the street, try to reconnect those wires or that electric meter. Those wires at any time could be energized and there's no ground fault, no protection. You could be fried to a crisp. Quote, that is work for a licensed electrical contractor. Call one today. Now, last thing, if you have a masonry chimney and it got hit by a tree and you lost a couple of courses a block, do not, under any circumstances, please, do not turn on your heat to your home. Call a mason contractor. Thank you very much. Yep, do call a mason
Okay.
contractor.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Construction official Joe Hoff. Last but not least, we've been getting phone calls to my office and to the clerk's office in regards to Election Day this coming Tuesday. The elections will be held as scheduled. We're making preparation to have backup generators at all the sites to power up the voting machines, and also for some lighting for both the poll workers and for the members of the public who are registered to vote that want to come out and vote. There may be some little bit of changes here and there, but by and large, right now, we have our tentative to have that scheduled. The polling is supposed to be open, from 6 in the morning till 8 at night, as scheduled at your respective polling places where you received your sample ballot. You'll probably see folks from the Piscataway, the Office of Emergency Management CERT team out there, and the Piscataway Community Policing and Citizens Academy out there, watching over either the generators or making sure there's a little orderly happen, because I know this is a very chaotic situation going on with the storm and things like that. And we're planning to, I'm assuming, to have a lot of people come out to vote. We will give you further updates as we get closer to Election Day, if there's going to be any changes with any respective polling areas. As of right now, there will not be. Last but not least, the Piscataway John F. Kennedy Library, located on Hose Lane, will be open on Saturday and Sunday for extended hours till 9 p.m. at night. Normally, they shut down at 5 p.m. on Saturday, and they're normally shut down at 5 p.m. on Sunday. But they will be open till 9 o'clock on both days out there, because I know a lot of people still do not have heat out there. So if you're a senior, if you want a place to get nice and warm, browse the internet or read a nice book or something, there's restroom facilities obviously there. So we encourage you to stop by JFK Library there. The staff will be there and welcoming everybody in open arms out there. If there's anybody that needs housing, we can get you, call my office. We can get the number of the county shelter. I believe they have one opened up in Woodbridge and in Old Bridge, and we can figure out how we're going to get you there. So with that, that concludes the 3 o'clock Friday, November 2nd update. We will probably have an update tomorrow, hopefully, if we have additional information to get out to you. So with that, I want to reiterate, my office number is 562-2300. And if you have an emergency, you can always call, a real emergency, not a non-emergency, you can always call the police department by dialing 911. So, but please don't call for very minimal things there. Use the 732-562-1100 number for non-emergencies. Thank you.